This is the Tale of Ringwood, a story taking place Thanksgiving night, 1984. 5 young gentlemen of Ringwood all have a similar dream on the same night. Andy Tuttle of Erskine is told that he can manipulate water, fire, air, and earth, and that soon he will meet others with similar abilities. Caliph Noble of Skyline is taught that he has super strength, an invincible kung fu warrior, and he will also meet others of his kind Monday at school. Jack Peterson of Cupsaw is taught that he is able to speak to animals, trees, mountains, and he can learn to shapeshift by understanding the frequencies of magnetite. He will meet his comrades soon. Royal Van Dunk of Upper Ringwood is told that he can open stargates due to his indigenous lineage, and that after school on Monday he will meet others of his kind. And finally, Joseph Cupertino of Stonetown is taught that he can levitate, fly, and create electromagnetic fields which can move giant stones. And also on Monday, he will meet others similar to himself. The meeting point is at Lakeland Regional High School. They all had the same dream, with a large shaman telling them about the other 4 and that they will connect at school on Monday, and after school meet at the trail to discuss more and to make a plan. The native you see is similar to the one that they saw in their visions and dreams. He is known to all of them and only them. In more collective visions, they learn that they have allies that they can seek help. They are told that the Cooper Hewitt building can explain their history, destiny, foes, abilities, limits, and how to access the other realm. Their allies include the Pleiadians from the Pleiades star system, the Arcturians. They also have allies in the Zeta Reticulans, as well as the Syrians, all of whom are part of what is called the Orion Alliance, found on the Milky Way, on the Orion Belt. Other allies exist in inner Earth, such as Marconi, an inventor, as well as Nikola Tesla, another being who had discovered the inner world, Flamel, an alchemist, Paracelsus, another mystic, Saint Germain, an immortal. They also learn they have enemies, such as Moloch, the reptilians, the banking dynasties of the world, the chief architects of these financial institutions that wish to hold the consciousness of the collective down, the group known as Fords, the Water Commission, hiding ancient relics and stargates, and dark sorcerers all around the world working together to limit consciousness. The protectors of the sacred knowledge were the Lene Lenape tribe. The castle at Ringwood Manor and the castle at Skylands Manor housed the sacred mystics who carried the lineage of the Topo Mopac, a sacred ancient structure located in the Stonetown region of Ringwood, which had been covered up by the Water Commission. From here, we can see all the ancient structures from Windbeam Mountain that Robert Erskine was sent to protect, George Washington's first surveyor, to protect the land and the magnetite, the magical crystal, and the other magical caves and stones and minerals that existed in this area. Deep within the earth, true magic that allowed humans to access portals to alternate dimensions and create new realities that had been buried and hidden in tunnels for centuries by those who wanted to limit humans' access to these higher realms and deeper consciousness. But these 5 mystics were about to learn that they were going to uncover not only these structures, but how to access the alternate realms and dimensions that these structures once allowed the natives and the indigenous and the colonial mystics and masons to access these alternate higher dimensional realities. Even though these areas were blocked off from the public, they discovered secrets about the area and about those who were overseeing these secrets to help history preserve the magic. And they left symbols, they left structures that nobody else knew about. And these young men, these 5 mystical dream-like beings, would bring this knowledge to reality and rediscover it once again. What was once hidden from the public, they were meant and tasked to uncover the truth and preserve the truth and share with the initiated why these sites and portals allowing extra-dimensional beings to enter our realm were covered up. Many have seen and experienced them over the years. It is no secret, but not many people were given the ability to venture further into these realms because the governments and corporations that were focused and busy on the cover-up, it was difficult for many to expose the truth. But now these 5 mystics were given an opportunity to open the gate, figuratively, to something that had been hidden for many, many, many generations. The caves were opened. The trails were rediscovered. And these 5 mystics were allowed permission and given the keys to unlock the doors that were once locked. And they were given the opportunity to know what the indigenous and natives once knew. Simone DeWitt, assistant to Robert Erskine, developed a map through an astrolabe that led to Washington. At Washington Cathedral, they learned that they had actually discovered the doorway to Atlantis, and that the Franklin squares, or magic squares, that Benjamin Franklin once invented were keys that would allow them to unlock the doors that Sauntius of Sais, an Egyptian priest, once taught to Plato, and that these keys were located right in Ringwood at the manor. The sphinxes that Sauntius taught were actually portals to Atlantis in current day, that they could transcend time and learn from the great mystics that lived in Atlantis, and that these keys were left generation after generation, and that this great mystic could teach them the secrets of Solomon and how the temple was built, and that the temple was timeless, and that they could access the temple that Solomon built in ancient Jerusalem, which was a gateway to travel to Atlantis at any time throughout the history of humankind, because Atlantis exists in a higher dimensional realm. And there was many who had discovered this before them, the Forteans, the Noetics. There are others continuing to study this in current day. That Pythagoras actually came up with a tuning system to access these dimensional realms. And what you're seeing is the formula to access these realms. A new concept of the universe. Many books were written. Universal laws that were never released could now be revealed. These are the secrets of how to access these realms for yourself. Many writers, many mystics have left tidbits of knowledge for you to benefit from. And the books that you're seeing now are things that you can research, that you can unlock, so that you can follow the path to an extra dimensional reality, a higher dimensional and vibrational frequency that only select mystics have once knew. These 5 young men from Ringwood were tasked with creating this legacy and giving the guidance to those who would follow and who would hear this story, how to access these extra dimensional realities, just like the ancient natives would, the shamans would, and how to access their true magic through physical processes, through mental awareness, and through spiritual ascension. It is possible, and that's what these young men were tasked with in 1984, to build a catalog for the rest of mankind, humankind, and maybe more beings that would come in the future, to have a clear path being lit to guide others toward enlightenment. The 5 Ringwood mystics accumulated a legacy of books and symbols which you are seeing now that they learned from their interactions with the masters in the astral plane that have been mentioned earlier in the story for future initiates to follow, lighting the path toward enlightenment. Those books and symbols are here for you today. Welcome to the astral plane, the quantum realm, and the universe, players. So mote it be. These are your lights. These are your torches. These are the symbols and the teachings that will guide you toward not only enlightenment, but extra-dimensional reality, only experienced by a select few prophets, mystics, wizards throughout history. And now you have access to the same tools that they had access to. You have accumulated the knowledge in this short little tale of 5 young mystics who were visited by an ancient sacred shaman who had learned to transcend time and space to create a legacy of learning for those who were ready to access the higher realms. And if you are hearing this, if you are watching this, you are now one of the official initiates, and you have the opportunity to carry that torch if you so choose to, and share it with others.